Hey, I'm Maggie Williams, and you're listening to Like a Farmer.
Hey, y'all. It's another Wednesday. You know what that means. Another episode of Like a Farmer. Maggie Williams joins the show today. If you don't recall, I was on her show not too long ago, and it's National Wild Turkey Federation Week here in Nashville, Tennessee.
That's right.
As always, every single Wednesday, you can catch us on YouTube, wherever you listen to your audio podcast. Miss Maggie Williams, the floor is yours. Let's start off something different. Why don't you ask me a question to start it off? Any question you can imagine.
If you die tomorrow at 12 p.m., what concert are you going to, and what movie are you going to watch?
Perfect storm when it comes to the movie. George Clooney and Mark Wahlberg at their prime is my favorite movie of all time. I'm going to go Hank Jr., Hank Williams Jr., and Shania Twain.
Iconic answer. Fabulous.
And that, like, Shania Twain and Hank Williams Jr., I mean, you can't beat that.
You can't beat that.
So when you think about this week, where we're filming right now, National Wild Turkey Federation, and like this type of, and I call it like a lifestyle, and we've talked about it on your show before, which is shout out to the Maggie Williams podcast.
That's right. Thank you. If
you are listening right now, you know, you listen to her show. But like everybody, it seems like year over year, especially in my opinion, since COVID, since 2020, like this type of lifestyle has gotten more popular.
Absolutely.
Why do you think that is? Like not only anybody coming into the hunting and fishing realm, but it's like the country music realm and wearing a cowboy hat and wearing cowboy boots and driving a pickup truck. Like why all of a sudden is this lifestyle like cool again?
Okay, I have two answers for this. Number one, Taylor Sheridan. I think Yellowstone has truly impacted our society more than we'll ever know. I think people will look back in 100 years and look at the way that America as a society has shifted, because it just truly brought a new respect to the rural lifestyle that a lot of people would have otherwise been so unfamiliar with. So I'll say Taylor Sheridan, the Yellowstone universe, but also I think during COVID, people were forced to be outside. And I was a senior in high school then, to age myself. So in 2020, it just feel like the entire world, we had no other options but to enjoy God's creation. So, yeah, I would say Yellowstone won, and COVID, just everyone being outdoors too.
So you were in high school during COVID?
Yes.
In Arkansas?
In Arkansas.
But Arkansas, did y'all understand what was going on?
My daddy was the mayor in my hometown, so I was the example kid. All my classmates are like running around uptown, hanging out, and I'm just locked away like Rapunzel in her castle.
Now, did y'all have to wear masks in Arkansas?
Did we? Yes. In my community, absolutely.
How was it growing up in, like, when you think about, when I say, like, hey, true, like, small town America, rural America, like that type of lifestyle, you think about Alabama, you think about Mississippi, you think about Arkansas. Like how was it growing up? Because I mean, I got to give you your flowers, what you're doing, not only in hunting and outdoors as a whole, but like women doing that, which I think, you know, I've been a fan of yours for a long time, and like you're preaching the gospel when it comes to like just getting outdoors, whether you grew up in it or you're new to it. Like you've been a great advocate for that type of stuff. Like how was it growing up in Arkansas?
Well, first of all, thank you for my flowers, Pat. But
Absolutely.
Second of all, growing up in Arkansas was truly the best childhood experience I could have ever had. I grew up on 40 acres just outside of town, and the world was my playground. Like from a very young age, I was barefooting outside. I was fishing. I was catching alligators, snapping turtles out of the pond. And my dad, he was a land leveler. So that meant that he worked all summer. We did not go on vacation. But in the wintertime, that meant that we got to duck hunt every day, whenever I wanted. I was going to miss school, we were going duck hunting. So growing up in Arkansas, just first of all, the duck hunting culture truly impacted me as a person. But I grew up in a town of 3,600 people with one stoplight. So I knew everybody knew me. And like, you know, if there was ever a snowstorm, which, you know, we had one just a couple weeks ago, my dad is out there. He's the first one on the tractor, pulling people out of ditches, helping clean their driveways. I mean, it's just such a sweet, homey community. It was incredible.
Look, I mean, I think, and I got to visit, obviously, your your podcast site, but when you think about hunting as a whole, and this could be a hard question for you.
Okay.
Might piss off some people. That's okay.
I'm prepared.
But when you think about duck, and you should know me by now. I'm always like, I'm wheeling and dealing. I'm shaking around. Like, I can't sit. Now, I've shot a bunch of deer in my life.
Have you?
But I can't sit like in the tree stand like this. You know me by now, Maggie. I'm like, hey, let's get the duck blind. I'm already moving around, talking. Maybe pop open a couple outlaw lights, like I'm always just like moving around. But like when you think about your favorite type of hunting, what would it be?
Duck hunting or hunting in general?
If you had to choose.
Okay.
Serious question now.
So I can pick the spot, the state, everything.
You get one type of hunting to
Okay.
choose the rest of your life.
I'm going duck hunting in Arkansas in the flooded timber.
I'm with you.
You got to. You coming with me?
Because like, number one, duck hunting immediately I'm in on.
Of course.
Because I do think some people, they look over the fact of just like the ambiance and the community of duck hunting, of like you build a bunch of relationships in the duck blind as well.
100%.
And then when you think about duck hunting, now you're narrowed in on duck hunting than the type of duck hunting. Don't get me wrong, I love being in the blind, and whether it's in a pond or not, but like that flooded timber when they're like, and they only have one place to go.
Absolutely.
It's unbelievable.
That's the way God intended for us to duck hunt. I truly believe that. Standing by a tree in Arkansas, that is the way it was meant to be. Everything else is just second best.
So was like growing up in Arkansas, was it always hunting for you, or?
I think from a young age, I always wanted to duck hunt. Like my dad was a duck hunter, his dad was a duck hunter, and his dad was a duck hunter. My dad just didn't have a son. And I begged to go for years before I got to go. Because, I mean, taking a kid to the public timber, we were not in some, like, cozy private land extravaganza. I wish, if you have one, call me.
Call me.
Yeah. But, no, he had to tote me out in the public woods and, like, let me sit on a dog stand. So I was 10 by the time he finally caved in. But I loved to hunt. We grew up just shooting guns outside in the yard because we had 40 acres to run around on. Fishing, we definitely crappie fished forever as a kid. So whatever it was, we were outside as a family.
Now, I'm excited to talk about all your hunting ventures that you've had.
Amazing.
But when you also think about Maggie Williams, I've heard you're pretty good at the tennis as well.
Who lied to you?
I didn't know that going into your show, but like, apparently you got some game on the tennis court.
Who lied to you, Pat?
I mean,
it's been so long since I've picked up a tennis racket, but I was decent back in my day.
But where did that come from? Was it just more like, hey, I need something to do, or?
My late grandmother, my dad's mom, she played tennis all her life. And so she put me in tennis clinics in the summertime, I guess to give me something to do. But I loved it. And so I played in high school because I enjoyed volleyball in middle school, but volleyball season overlaps with duck season.
True.
So I needed to be involved, and so I played tennis and loved it.
Do you still have some game now, or is it just kind of?
It's been so long, but I know if given the opportunity, I could still open up a can of whoop for sure.
I love that.
For sure.
And you should, like, I do think when you think about, and hunting can be part of this too, like life lessons learned in whatever you do, whether it's public speaking, which you're very good at, or
Thank you.
just being sociable and like present to the community. I do think when it comes to sports, like you do learn like a bunch of lessons.
You do.
So like when you think about the life lessons that you learned growing up, where you grew up, like how has that helped your success today?
I truly believe I learned more life lessons with my father than anywhere else in the world, whether I was sitting in the buddy seat of his tractor, if I was sitting in the floor of his boat, or in the middle seat of his pickup truck. My dad and I are thick as thieves, but my grandmother, his mother, was very similar in this way. If you got along with him, he was going to talk philosophy with you. He was going to tell you the way he thought about everything and everything. I mean, he just loved to preach to me. So he would sit down and he'd tell me, the way you treat people is so important, and just there were so many little nuggets of wisdom that I absorbed with my father. But the way he treated people all throughout my childhood, he's just a very selfless man, definitely a giver. And I think just having that attitude throughout my professional life, what can I do for you? How can I help you? It's just made me the person I am, and I think it's gained a lot of respect in my field from all my peers.
Are you an only child?
I am a second daughter. I'm the baby.
Okay, second daughter. So when you think about hunting, fishing, just being out in the outdoors, like what you are a pioneer in, which I appreciate. I come from a single mom. I had a badass mom. She's like 5'2", redhead, had to raise 3 boys by herself.
What a woman.
And she's a farmer. Like, she still runs the farm every day.
Wow.
When you think about women and when I say outdoors, I call it agriculture. Everything has like an agriculture feel to it.
100%.
As you know, even when it comes to any type of hunting, there is an agriculture aspect that has to happen
100%.
before anything is harvested.
Absolutely.
How do you feel right now on what you're doing when it comes to women in the outdoors and like what you're trying to, like your mission and what you're trying to do day in and day out? Like, how do you feel about what you're doing right now?
I think it's just the biggest blessing to have this opportunity. Well, as a kid, Eva Shockey was my hero. I love Eva Shockey.
Love Eva.
Isn't she fabulous?
She's the best.
I was so young reading her book, and this is a true story. I was in the 7th grade, and that's the high school, and where I'm from, you get 2 schools. You got elementary school and high school. So That's it.
Middle school comes.
There's no middle school. There's 2 buildings.
Gotcha.
So I was in 7th grade, and I was like, oh, I'm so excited to go to high school, and we're talking about our careers and what we want to be. And we had some career advancement class that they put us all through. And, you know, that you have to learn how to type on a keyboard, and you have to write a letter to your hero, the person that does whatever you want to do. And so I wrote my letter to Eva Shockey. Yes, I wrote my letter to Eva. And out of the 16...
Eva's coming on the show in like 2 months, by the way.
Stop. You have to hug her for me.
I love that.
I sing her praises everywhere I go. But out of the 16 kids in that classroom, I was the only one who got a letter back. Eva wrote me back, sent me an autograph card, and a $50 Cabela's gift card. And I still have her autograph card to this day.
What'd you do with the gift card? What'd you buy?
Oh, my gosh. I'm sure that I bought some type of camouflage with it. Probably a coat, if I had to guess. Because me and my daddy, we loved to go to Bass Pro as a kid. I remember like going to the Pyramid was such a treat because, you know, we're from the Delta area. Yep. So I'm sure we got some camo. But, man, to see that impact me, and Eva was not a duck hunter. Eva was not a turkey hunter. She was a big game bow hunter. So we had literally nothing in common except the fact that we were girls and our daddies loved to hunt. We loved to hunt with our daddies, and we loved the outdoors. But our avenues were completely separate. And so I grew up having that role model. And so now that I have grown up and I truly feel like the Lord just put this calling on my life to live a public life. And so it has been the biggest blessing to get to interact with little girls. Like I wrote my children's book and we sold out twice. Did I tell you that?
Shout out. What's the name of the book?
It's called Molly Goes Hunting.
Molly Goes Hunting.
Yep.
Sold it out twice.
Twice.
And tell everybody, like, what was the mission behind that book?
I wanted to tell my story. And my older sister, her name is Molly. So I was like, wait, I'm going to name my book. I said, wait, I'm going to name my book after my sister because she's not a hunter, but she was the most supportive sister in the world. But it's a story of my dad taking me on my first duck hunt, and it is so precious. And anyway, we've had some awesome support from that, and it's been just the biggest blessing.
Outdoors, no matter what you're doing in the outdoors, like I do think sometimes visually from the consumer, it can be looked at as like a man...
100%.
What's the word I'm looking for? Like man dominant activity.
Absolutely.
You would agree with that.
100%.
And I do think it's cool about you is like you're an advocate on the women's side. And it's not like everybody's like, oh no, women can't do this. But you kind of take it to the next step of like, hey, I understand that women can do this, but I want to make sure that everybody behind me knows that too.
100%. Absolutely.
I look at that like on the farming side too. It's like, hey, yeah, I'm sure, and you look at the data, like a majority of it probably is male that are farmers, but like, hey, women, you can, number one, you're way smarter than us. It's just going to put that out there. But like that can be a thing too, that like, hey, you can be a farmer too if you want to. So I do think that's a huge blessing that you bring to this world, and you sold it out twice.
Twice.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was very cool. So we actually have a batch that we're going to drop this week at the NWTF. So it's going to be incredible to get to hug all the little girls and sign their books and see the next generation of outdoors women running around.
I love that.
Thank you.
That is awesome. What you were doing growing up, kind of making a name for yourself, you've always been in the spotlight.
I have.
I do think one of the, and we talk about 4-H and FFA a lot, and some of the life skills that they bring to the table. And I do think public speaking is one of the main things. You're great at that.
Thank you.
I do think you learned a lot of that at a young age doing beauty pageants.
I did, but I will say this.
You were Miss Arkansas at one point in time.
I was a Miss Arkansas Teen USA. So way back in the day, back in 2019, that was my platform, was female involvement in duck hunting. So that's what I got to travel around and speak to schools about, is how I thought more little girls should hunt. But what prepared me for that, I was the biggest FFA girl. And I did extemporaneous speaking competitively in the FFA, and that prepared me for pageants. I would never have been Miss Arkansas Teen USA if it was not for the Piggott FFA. Shout out to Mr. Casey Simpson, my advisor, truly.
FFA, I'm telling you right now, the people that have come on this show that have expressed the feelings and the passion and the championship of FFA is unbelievable. What FFA does, it's incredible, of not just like, oh, you need to learn about farming, you need to learn about a cow or a pig or a horse. Like, no, you're learning life lessons, like how to speak to people, how to look in their eyes. Hey, when you meet a woman, you take your hat off. When you open the door, when you say yes ma'am, no sir, yes sir, that type of stuff. Like what FFA does, unbelievable.
Unbelievable, truly. And my father, he was the president of Piggott FFA way back in the day. My sister was involved in FFA, and I was involved in FFA. So our house, we had 3 corduroy jackets up in the attic, and I need to frame them. But it was super important in my family. So,
I mean, look, I think it's one of those things where, and to your point, it's like your accolades that you've had as of now. I mean, your podcast is kicking ass.
Thank you.
FFA was part of that.
100%, absolutely. Yeah.
And it's not just like your life experience is what you do now, but like whether it was FFA or doing the beauty pageant, and in my opinion, even playing tennis, because you were good.
Thank you.
Just like being a competitor, like competition, like that type of those life lessons on how you're doing today when it comes to success has something to do about how you grew up, in my opinion.
No doubt. I agree wholeheartedly.
Hey, y'all, it's Pat, and I'm excited to welcome Ducks Unlimited to the Like a Farmer podcast. Your hunt starts with healthy wetlands and associated habitats. From the Alaskan wilderness to the Atlantic flyway, across America's Great Plains and down the Mississippi Delta, Ducks Unlimited has been protecting and restoring habitats for nearly 90 years. But their work is far from over. They need our help to reach the next 1 million acre milestone and ensure waterfowl for generations to come. DU volunteers and supporters have led the charge to fill the skies with waterfowl today, tomorrow, and forever. Why don't you come join the team that's making a real difference? Ducks Unlimited is powered by people like you. With your help, they can continue to raise funds that drive wetlands conservation across the whole continent. Whether you are out selling tickets, securing donations, or finding that next sponsor, they have a role for everyone. If you want to join today, visit www.ducks.org/volunteer. Ducks Unlimited, conservation for a continent. We play a game on this show.
Okay. I love games. What are we playing?
You down to play a game?
I would love to play a game.
It's called Give 'em the Boot, presented by TECOVAS.
Wait. I'm a TECOVAS collector.
Derek, how many times
that table has so many Tecova boots
that has seen
This has seen
TECOVAS
some
correct?
boots.
Now,
Tecova specifically.
Maggie, you're a country girl, which I love.
Thank you.
But I wanted to maybe throw you something a little more fancy right here. Kaboom!
You're
Now,
joking.
You got to play the game before you can actually take them home.
Okay, deal.
There's 4 questions in that boot, Maggie.
In this boot, so I can scoop them out.
You can give one of them the boot.
Okay.
Meaning you don't have to answer it. But why would you do that? Nobody gives them the boot. You might as well answer all of them.
Okay.
But you're allowed to give one of them the boot. Give them the boot, presented by TECOVAS.
I love this game.
Pick out the question.
This is like going to Miss Teen USA and sticking your hand in the jar on stage. Oh my gosh.
You don't know what's coming out. Read the question, answer it. Now, you can give one of them the boot if you're a little uncomfortable and I want to answer this and that, but I'd do it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Question number
Amazing.
1.
What was your favorite hunt? Who were you with and where were you at? This year or of all time?
All time.
Ooh, all time. Man, I've been around so many special hunts, but I would probably say my favorite hunt of all time this year. My mother and sister got to come out to the blind with me for the first time ever. And so my dad also got to experience having his wife and his whole family was there for the first time. So we only killed a couple too. Like, it was a very slow hunt in the Boot Hill, Missouri this year. But to see them experience that, like, it was unbelievable. My mom got to see my dog work, and to her, my dog is not a tool. That is her house pet. So to see Kate in her element, me in my element, they have a whole new appreciation for what me and my dad have pursued my entire life. So that's definitely my all-time favorite hunt with my mom, dad, and sister.
I love that one.
Thank you. All right. I love this game.
That's a great game.
Okay, let's see what we got. If you could say one thing about farmers, what would it be? Oh my gosh, I love this. America's heroes. I would say that they're underpaid and overworked.
And I do think it's something to be noticed that you would understand that a ton of people don't. It's like, you know, there's people that come in, they want to harvest a deer, shoot some ducks. The agriculture element that has to happen before the shot is taken is unbelievable.
Most people will never know.
They'll never know.
But
You and I, you get it. Like me, honestly, you and I could do a show together, and we could sit here and just tell everybody, like, hey, there is an ag component to it, and they'll never know. They won't understand.
is that an idea?
We should.
We really
The
could.
Maggie and Pat show. Oh,
Stop.
you kidding me?
That would be incredible. Who is on your Mount Rushmore of tennis players? Oh my gosh, stop it. I love this. Okay, first of all, Venus and Serena, obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
Those sisters
You
are
have to.
iconic. Iconic. I'm going to say Coco Gauff. Love her so much. I think she's phenomenal. And then I got to have Roger on there. I'll let a boy come on. I mean, just the GOAT. He needs to come.
that's a good one. I
Yeah.
like that.
Absolutely.
Venus and Serena immediately, they go to it. Coco, I would agree with that. I do think, you know, she's got some time to.
But I love young women who are like just excel at what they do. And so the start that she's had at such a young age, I have loved to watch her journey. I love to watch her compete. Oh my gosh, yes. I'm a huge fan.
I'm with you. And then obviously Roger. I mean,
How could you not? How could you leave him off?
he still can go out there and get it done, in my opinion.
Can I add one more?
Sure, we can throw 5 in there.
Billie Jean King.
Okay.
What a legend.
Legend.
Yep.
Not Nadal or anybody like that, but that's okay.
How many can we put on Mount Rushmore?
If we can just keep adding them, it's okay.
Okay. What is one thing people don't know about Maggie Williams? That's a really good question. I would say most people do not know that I am a grandma. Like, I know that I'm traveling and I am all over the world and I'm just here, there, and everywhere on your cell phones. But I truly go to bed at 8 o'clock at night. I wake up at 5 a.m. for fun every day, whether it's hunting season or not. Like, I love to early to bed, early to rise, which is also like a farmer.
Yes. You're exactly right. Now, where did you get that type of mentality?
I feel like this whole podcast is singing the praises of my father, but my dad. I mean, there are so many times in my life where I would wake up to go to school. My daddy's already gone. I'd come back home. He's nowhere to be seen. You know, we'd go to bed, and my dad would get home after the kids went to bed. So, I mean, he was working 80-plus hours a week through a huge part of my childhood, driving a tractor, making most of Arkansas flat.
Yep.
So...
And we talk about it, and it's one of those things, and like I mentioned earlier, it's like this show's success, and even country music as a whole, even what you do as a whole, has become so relevant these days because of everybody wants to be in it. everybody wants to be country. Country's cool again, right? Everybody wants to hunt. Everybody wants to fish. And, like, in my opinion, like, I'm all in on it. You got Big X to plug in country music.
Isn't that so cool? I love Big X.
Me too. You got Post Malone in it. Like, I do think it's one of those things where I'm not going to ever be the guy that, like, oh, you're not country, you don't belong in here. It's just like, hey, I'm in. Like, I'm in on it. And I do think at the forefront is on the music stage of, like, dude, everybody's in on what you and I have been doing for a long time, and I'm in. Like, I want to take you hunting. I want to take you fishing. I want to take you outdoors. I want you to wear boots. I want you to drive a pickup truck. Like, I love it.
That's a win for the home team. We need more allies, more people on our side that appreciate what we do. Absolutely.
What do you think's one of the biggest, whether it's struggles or negativity that's going on right now in that type of, whether it's agriculture, whether it's hunting, you know, that right now you're like, hey, we need to make sure this changes?
And I feel like this is a tale as old as time, but there's so much animosity within the hunting community and the farming community. I mean, there's just people beefing with each other. Like, what I do is right, what you do is wrong. You know, whether it's your agriculture methods, your hunting methods, everyone has an opinion and something to say. But truth be told, I just need to support you in your endeavor. I'm like, hey, man, I'm glad we're on the same team. So I just think that we have too much animosity from the outside to be fighting amongst ourselves.
I would agree with that. When you think about where we're sitting today in Nashville, Tennessee, like, country music, I know you listen to it.
Of course.
It tells mine and your story all the time. I mean, anytime you put on the headphones and you listen to music, you're like, oh, yeah, I've done that. I get that. That's where I'm from. If I had to say, like, hey, who are your top 3, top 5 country musicians right now, who would you say?
Of today or of all time?
Both. I want you to give me all time.
Okay.
And I want you to give me of today.
Okay, all time, Merle Haggard, number 1. Number 2, Keith Whitley. Number 3, Waylon Jennings. How many do I get to name?
Top 5.
Top 5? Okay. Number 4, George Strait. Number 5, Hank Williams Jr.
But of today, who do you like?
Oh, my goodness. Okay, first of all, Lainey Wilson is killing the game. I've got to support Lainey. First of all, Devlin outkicked his coverage better than we will ever have any type of belief for. I mean...
Hey, Devlin, Duck Hodges, you heard what Maggie Williams just said. You outkicked your coverage, and I want you to look in my eyes right now. We all know it, and you know it yourself.
And he knows it.
You kicked about an 80-yard field goal, and nobody's ever done that before. So you thank your blessings every time you go to bed at night, okay? You outkicked your coverage.
Lainey's a doll. She's just the sweetest thing. I had the opportunity to hang out with her after the Little Rock show. And this girl who is a superstar on all of our radios was sitting down with me, crisscross applesauce, playing with her pug and eating Dippin' Dots. And just America's sweetheart. You don't have a soul if you don't like Lainey Wilson.
I would agree.
So talented, just salt of the earth. I'm going to say number 2, Zach Top. I love Zach Top.
100%.
Love him so much. Number 3, Ella Langley. I adore Ella. I think she is so cool. We're mutuals on TikTok. I love to show her support online, but she's so talented. Dandelion just came out. What a bop.
Bop.
Absolutely.
I say jam, you say bop. I might take that from you.
What a bop.
What a bop.
Okay, number 4. Tucker Wetmore. He's killing it. Love Tucker.
Killing it.
And number 5, I really have been listening to more Gavin Adcock lately. It, like, pumps me up. I feel like if I listen to Gavin, I can run through a brick wall.
Are you kidding? Jamie Johnson was sitting right there where you were sitting. And I said, when you think about a live show, which Gavin actually plays live in about 2 hours where we're sitting right now.
Wait, stop. Are you going?
I don't know yet. But Gavin, the live shows that I've been at, it is the best show in country music right now. And just because of, to your point, it's like, hey, if you're feeling down, you need to get pumped up. That brick wall right there, you turn a little run your mouth, I like Colorblind that just came out. But Gavin Adcock will get you pumped up.
Pumped up. I agree. He kind of gives me like modern day. I might get hate for saying this. His attitude just reminds me so much of Hank Jr. Just a rebel.
I wouldn't see you get any hate from that. I love that. I think that's awesome. When you think about the passion and what you're doing, like I said, you're doing a great job. You got the book, you got the show. Like, what are your goals? You're a goal-oriented female. I've known you long enough to understand that, like, hey, I've got goals that I want to continue to pursue. Whether it's hunting or being an advocate or pioneer or whatever it is, like, what are some things that you're like, I need to make sure this happens. I need to get this done.
I've been writing a lot more. A lot of my followers, my core audience knows I love to write. And I got a lot of my following online from posting short stories. I would write a story before Instagram put a cap on our captions. I would write a book as my caption. I would sum up that hunt. And I mean, it would take hours to write up. This was years ago. And I got a ton of traction from that. I love to write. So I'm working on a full-length book, not a children's book, but I'm working on a full-length hunting book right now. And fun fact, Ernest Hemingway, he wrote A Farewell to Arms in my hometown. He said the only place prettier than Paris in the spring is Piggott, Arkansas in the fall.
I don't believe that.
That's the truth.
We need a fact check there.
My mother works at the Ernest Hemingway Museum. I am like a wealth of knowledge.
Okay, well, you know that then.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about social media. Social media, I mean, obviously we all, if you're not following Maggie Williams now, you need to be following Maggie. Your social media is awesome.
Thank you.
Social media is a tool for good, but obviously can be bad as well. It's just one of those things where, like, you don't want to be obsessed of, like, oh, what's this person saying? Did this person like it? Did it not? Like, how has social media as a whole kind of changed your life?
I'll say it's weird going to Walmart and having people say, oh my gosh, you're Maggie Williams. Like my best friend Sydnie, she's been sitting here listening to our podcast. She has known me since forever. And it's so weird that we go into public and people are like, oh my gosh, this is Maggie. Because I'm just Maggie from Piggott, you know. So that's really, really crazy that social media has allowed me to interact with people that I otherwise would have never crossed paths with. But I mean, man, it's changed my life in so many ways. Just being able to give back to others. I do blessing boxes. I take submissions. And if you know a young lady who's either like less fortunate or just starting out in the outdoors, preferably elementary school or high school, I will gather up goodies. People will donate brand new hunting gear. I will have my own hand-me-downs, and I just disperse these. And social media puts me in contact with these young ladies and the people that nominate them. And so that's really cool that social media has allowed me to do that. But man, it's changed so much. I feel like social media has changed everything in life.
When did you start realizing, like, man, I have this platform that I need to put out the good?
I think from a young age, because I was 17 and I got put in the spotlight immediately because a lot of girls compete. I mean, not a lot. 51 girls compete for Miss Teen USA every year. And a lot of them go live private lives. They become doctors, lawyers, professionals.
Now, when you say Miss Teen USA, that happens when you win the Miss Teen of your respective state.
Correct. You have to win your state contest first.
You won Miss Arkansas.
Yes, teen. I did. So after you win your state contest, you compete for Miss Teen USA. Well, there's 51 girls that do it every year. So yes, it's an accomplishment. It's a huge accomplishment I'm proud of, but it's not like something that you can just ride on for the rest of your life and, you know, live a public life, you know. It's just not that rare. But statistically, you are more likely to have a son compete in the Super Bowl than you are to have a daughter compete at Miss Teen USA.
Maggie, you just made that up.
No, that's so true. Statistically.
Makes sense.
Think about how many people play in the Super Bowl every year.
We need to look that up, Derek.
I'm telling you, that's the truth.
Who won Miss Teen USA that year that you won it?
Connecticut.
Boo, for
She was fabulous. She was fabulous. She was a great girl. I was top 15, but no one thought I would ever get top 15 because I was like a country bumpkin. Yeah, I mean, there were girls there like supporting PETA, and I got on stage and I was like, I want more girls to duck hunt. I mean, it went over well.
Do you get hated a lot by like PETA people?
Okay, I have been getting a lot more into trapping, and I feel like I had like hate as a hunter, But
Yeah.
I've never known the level of hate that I've experienced now as I'm advocating for trapping. People send me death threats all day, every day, telling me they want to trap me, they want to me, they want to kill me,
Wow.
all day long. Yeah. But what's interesting is trapping is just, it's so necessary for ecosystems all over the country. It's also highly regulated, but people see it as cruel. But the cruelest thing we can do to wildlife is fail to manage it properly.
Boom. When you think about your dream hunt that you've never been on, what would you say that would be?
I will say at 24 years old, I've been on some dream hunts. Truly.
I want you to give me like your dream hunt location, species that you're killing, and who's going to be with you. And you get 3 people to choose. And it can
Okay.
be anybody.
Okay, New Mexico. I'm elk hunting with my buddy Bo Brooks. He is, first of all,
Yep.
one of the best callers of all time. An incredible woodsman, just a great friend of mine. His wife, Lexi, she's coming along with. She is truly one of my best friends ever. Bo, Lexi, and I guess our friend Ruthless Toothless can come along. His name is Dustin. We call him Ruthless Toothless because he knocked a couple teeth out turkey hunting. That's a good trio.
Derek, she didn't say me, man.
I know.
Pat, would you like to come along?
I would have loved to, but I didn't make the top 3. Like,
I'm telling you, that would be an elite group.
correct.
The content from that, if you could just like mic
Are
all
you
of us
kidding
up,
me?
would be insane.
Kidding me?
I'm gonna send you a link to Ruthless Toothless after this, and your life will never be the same.
I'm looking forward to it.
Amazing.
What do you think, like, when you're like, okay, Pat, like, this is what I want to do, like, I'm excited for this, like, what's coming down the pipeline right now that you're like, you know what, I'm excited, like, I'm looking forward to this. I mean, what people don't realize is, give me some of the accolades that you've had from the Maggie Williams podcast.
Well, we're the #1 female hosted hunting podcast in the country.
Huge.
Thank you. For a while there, we were hanging in. We were the #3 hunting podcast of all time. For a couple months there, right behind both the Ranellas. So that was a blessing.
It's a big time.
That
But,
was
like,
that was fun.
what are some things that you're like, you know, I really want to accomplish this? Like, hey, by the way, Pat, I'm announcing this right now. This is what's going on. Like, tell me some cool things that are coming down the pipeline that you're pumped for.
Telling all my secrets? I don't know if I can tell my secrets right now.
Give a little hint.
Man,
You got the new book coming out that you're working
well,
on.
I've got another children's
Possibly.
book coming down the line as well. So that will be ready by Christmas, which I'm really excited about. My illustrator is also a young woman in the outdoors who's a young hunter. So it's really cool to be able to put out another young children's book. I think that'll be great. But it's for wild turkeys. So at the National Wild Turkey Federation this week, it'll be very fitting to kind of talk turkeys with some people about it. But
I do think it's one of those things where it's cool who you're an advocate for, and this outdoor space that you're in is only going to continue to get bigger. I mean, think about Sydnie Wells.
I love my girl Sid.
I mean, you and Sydnie Wells, tell me about that. Like, what she's doing on that Barstool platform of, like, being in the outdoors. It's like, that's something was a game changer, in my opinion. Like,
Absolutely.
How did that come about? Just y'all's relationship as a whole.
Oh my goodness. I met Sydney through another friend of mine, Macy Watkins. Macy is a young hunter and fisherwoman as well. And I've known Macy for years. I met her on a duck hunt several years ago. But she used to live in Georgia, which is really close to where Sydney's fiance lives. So we recorded a podcast. That's the first time I ever met her. And after our podcast, me and Sydney became volunteers at a youth camp down in Calhoun, Louisiana. It's called Camp Chioka, but it's sportsman's camp. And so we go down there for a week. This is our site. We've done it for 2 years now. But we mentor young women that are learning how to hunt. It's a Christian camp, so that's really cool. So we've really spent a lot of time just one-on-one volunteering at this Christian camp for kids. And so that is a lot of how our relationship has been established. But now, I mean, I call her on the phone and bother her all the time. And we keep talking about how we're going to get on a hunt together. But right now we just volunteer together and have fun.
I'm telling you what, I mean, Sydney's got a great platform in what she's doing.
She's killing it.
Killing it. Macy as well.
Yeah, Macy's she's
There's
killing
only,
it as well.
I mean, you would think there's a select few, and like that's what, in my opinion, what you're pushing for is like, hey, women and hunting, fishing as a whole. It's like, hey, I'm here for it, and I'm here to stay.
Absolutely.
Can we do a new segment on the show?
Stop it. I'm ready. What are we doing?
This new segment's called Going In Blind,
Okay.
presented by Ducks Unlimited.
Okay. Okay, do you? I love that.
You've been to a bunch of duck blinds in your life.
More than most men ever will.
That's what I needed to hear. Give me the one time that you walked into a duck blind that you had no idea what was going to happen, but it was the most iconic duck hunt you've ever had in your life.
Ooh, this is a really good question. I've got an amazing story for this. Whenever I think I was a senior in high school, I had started to develop my following because I was, a former Miss Arkansas teen. And so people knew me as the duck hunting girl around. And are you familiar with Daybreak Outdoors, the YouTube series? Okay. So I got a DM on Instagram that said, if you want to come hunt with the Daybreak boys, bring a friend. So I was like, awesome, we'll go.
Man.
And so I had a friend with me. Her name was Casey. And she's like, wait, I'm familiar with these guys. I love their YouTube. And I was like, man, yeah, this would be awesome. It'd be so much fun to go and film. And I was kind of wanting to get into the content space, but hadn't really dipped my toes in it. So I was just really excited. But I knew that the Daybreak boys were killers, So I was like, this is going to be incredible. We get there. We go. It's at North Delta Outfitters in Southeast Missouri. We arrive in the dark that morning, and a couple kids meet us in the dark. I mean, freshmen in high school and younger, middle schoolers, pull up on a Ranger and hey, thanks for coming. And I'm like, okay, whose kids are these? Anyway, we get in the blind. I could not make this up. We were with the owner's kids. That's who invited us hunting. It was not the Daybreak boys. Like Eric Reinhardt, whenever you see Eric, on Daybreak.
Yeah.
And no, it was not that crew of the film crew. It was simply North Delta's son and friends. So we hunted with 4, 5, maybe 6 high schoolers that day and middle schoolers. And I was 18. My other friend was 25. And we had the best hunt ever. And they were just happy to have us. But literally, it was so much fun. We killed a ton of ducks that day. The kids were great callers. And they had a really young little sister that was just so happy to go hunting with 2 women. But that was seriously, we had no idea what to expect. And I was just thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to go one of 2 ways. And it was, first of all, I've made friends with all of them now. But an unforgettable morning. It was so much fun.
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could only imagine those middle schoolers and high schoolers. And then, you and your friend walk up and hey, we're hunting with you today. Mm-hmm. Did you drive here from Arkansas?
I did. I drive everywhere from Arkansas.
So I have a gift for you for coming on the show. One of our partners of the show, Case Knife.
Stop it.
Every hunter, outdoors, men and women should have a case knife.
My daddy carries a case knife. Stop it.
Everybody who comes on the show, Derek, help me out here, baby. Mm-hmm. I mean, whether it's grandpa, daddy, case knife has been around for so long.
Stop it.
Look at that thing. Yeah, bam.
Beautiful. Thank you for this.
Absolutely.
What a great gift.
Thank you for what you do, seriously. In all seriousness, what you're doing for just outdoors as a whole, conservation as a whole, agriculture for as a whole, farming, whatever it is, what you were doing, and you're passionate too. This is, and what people need to know, this is your job.
Correct.
You don't have anything else going on.
No, this is it. I mean, anything else is a stretch. I mean, we got a lot of irons in the fire.
Exactly. And I think people should know, as a pioneer, as a champion, as an advocate for what you're doing, there's not a ton of people that are doing it, and you're doing it if you haven't heard of Maggie Williams, you go on her socials and it's unbelievable. Hunting photos, fishing photos, hanging out, having a good time.
Always, no matter what.
I mean, you need to check it out. What do you have coming down the pipeline? Any trips coming up that we need to be aware of?
Okay, so I am pursuing a U.S. Super Slam. I feel like I don't talk about this much because I try to keep it low key because honestly I know people are trying to beat me. That's fine. You can beat me or you can try. But I'm 35 states in. Out of the 49 you can kill a wild turkey in. And so my pace is about 12 per year, 12 new states. So I'm going to try to knock out 12 states, but I need 15 to be done. Or I guess I need 14 to be done.
So you're going to knock out all 50?
Well, you can 49. You can't kill them in Alaska. But I've already killed them in Hawaii.
Have you?
Yes.
How was that?
Pat, first of all, it was so beautiful. I had a friend, Justin Lee. Shout out to Justin Lee. He is truly the best. He invited me out to a beautiful property. After I hunted on public, the public wore me out. I'm not even going to talk about the Hawaii public because we were climbing a mountain and I was huffing and puffing, and that was a very rewarding hunt. But my hunt with Justin, we were as far west on the island as you could be. We were watching whales jumping in this beautiful green pasture land. You can just see off the side of this cliff whales jumping. It was so beautiful. And we had a turkey just hammering a beautiful Rio. So anyway, it just came in on a string. It was such a magical hunt. But I mean, I literally was wearing my lei around my neck. It was just the coolest thing ever. It was so, but Justin, he's actually native Hawaiian. So to hear his side of history and talk about the island and talk about hunting on the island, and he's a lifelong hunter. So it was just so educational and fun. And I wish I could go back. I will go back.
We need to get some pictures of that for when we clip that out.
What island?
The Big Island.
The Big
Yep.
Island. Okay, so you have how many done?
35.
35.
So I did 14.
14. There's no turkeys in Alaska.
No, and I'll tell you why. Turkeys live on a clock, and there's not enough daylight for them to complete their routines in a day, so they can't survive.
How many people have done what you're trying to do right now?
Only one woman ever, and I think like 13 men. But I would like
Who's
to.
the one woman?
Her name is Cantrell Lowe. She is a mother. She's from Alabama, and she completed it with her husband. So
Have you done Florida?
Florida?
Yeah.
I mean, 6 or 7 times. But
Okay,
are you
okay.
inviting me down to one of your Osceolas, Pat?
I mean, you're always welcome to come to one of my Osceolas, Maggie, and I'm telling you, you like to do the whole, like, I'm
Take
talking
on
about
it.
like a true
I'll see you March 7th.
Osceola.
Yeah, Black Wing. Let's go.
Not like Tallahassee, even Gainesville. Those are all Easterns. I'm talking about
Right.
Miami.
You're talking about like Big Cypress?
I'm talking about Osceola.
Okay.
14 left. And what's the competition called?
Well, it's not really a competition. It's just an endeavor. It's called the U.S. Super Slam. And it's really not a competition at all. It's just a lifelong achievement. But I would love to be the youngest woman to do it.
How old was
Cantrell, I think she's in her 30s.
Okay, you got time.
I've got time. I mean, it's okay if I'm not the youngest woman.
No, hell yeah. You're going to be the young. Can you give me the 14 states that you need?
Sure. I need Arkansas, Louisiana. I'm an Arkansas girl, never got an Arkansas turkey because I'm from East Arkansas.
Okay.
There's no turkeys where I'm from.
Yep.
But since we've been trapping, they're on the come up. So
Arkansas, Louisiana.
Arkansas, Louisiana. Then I also need Arizona. I need Nevada. I need Iowa. And so then I also need Delaware, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Maine, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Michigan, Wisconsin, and there's one more northeastern state up there I'm trying to think of. Vermont! You need your flowers for that.
There, yeah. Hey, we're going to be watching. And when you get that finished, you got to come back on the show and you got to tell us everything, how it happened.
I will. I mean, I can tell you, 35 in, I'm as far as the lot ever will be. I mean,
Little fan action.
I'm not big on the fan action, actually.
Little call. What type of call? Are you a mouth call?
I love
a
it.
box call?
I love a mouth call. I love a box call. I actually love a trumpet as well. But no, my favorite box call, I love a David Halloran.
Can you do like a call with your mouth without having anything?
No, I'm not that cool.
Okay.
No, I'm not that cool. But I started getting little mouth calls from Walmart. Like, you know, as a country girl from Arkansas, I wasn't going to Shields, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We didn't have anything like that unless you want to drive to the Pyramid 2 hours away. So I started getting little mouth calls from Walmart. And that's kind of how I started running a Yelper, and I've gotten more sophisticated, obviously, as I've continued throughout my endeavor. But
When you're locked in on a hunting trip, go and give some shout outs for some sponsors, because look, you know me already, Maggie. Like I beat to my own drum. I don't care who it is, who you are, blah blah blah. Like, are you in some type of camo? What type of gun?
okay,
What type of ammo?
I'll tell you everything.
Yeah, tell me.
So I'm obviously always in mossy oak. I'm the biggest mossy oak girl. It is such a privilege to wear mossy oak. I love wearing bottomland. I love the Hayes boys, and what they've done for the outdoors is amazing. So I wear mossy oak everything. Shin Gear just came out with a new turkey line this year. I'll be very excited to try.
heard.
Yeah, Shin Gear's turkey line, something to look forward to. I obviously run a Franke Affinity. I love those things. They're incredible turkey guns. Are you familiar with Rob Roberts' Gunworks?
Oh, yeah.
He works my guns for me.
Because you told me about him, yeah.
Yeah, he's the best. I shoot heavy shot ammunition through it. What else? I'm trying to think. Power Calls, Bo Brooks Signature Series. Absolutely fire. They're coming out with a gobble tube at the NWTF this year, so I'll be excited to run a gobble tube out west. But turkey hunting is I like the fact that it's a very equipment light sport. You need a gun and a call, and you're ready to take on the world.
100%.
It's accessible, in my opinion. And I had someone tell me years ago that turkey hunting was elk hunting for poor people. And I was like, this is it. These are my people.
You told me that, yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Which is amazing, which is why I love it so much.
I appreciate you coming on the show.
I appreciate you having me, Pat.
You know I've been a huge fan, and what you're doing, just continue to push. I mean, continue to push to be like, when you think about being in the outdoors, hunting, I will say, might need to get a little more fishing content.
Okay, where are we going fishing?
Maybe get you out to Florida, do a little tarpon fishing.
Say less.
But when I talk about Maggie Williams, everybody knows who you are in this outdoor space, which I think is huge. I'm a huge advocate for women being in anything outdoors. You know me in farming. Like, women in farming, I think, is something that we need. Outdoors, hunting, fishing, whatever it is. So, like, what you're doing, seriously, is incredible.
Pat, that means the world to me. Thank you for saying that. And I would love to do more together in the future. I think Like a Farmer is incredible. What you have built is incredible. I admire it so much, and I have just loved watching you explode. So I would love to do more. This is incredible, and it's been an honor to be here.
Thank you. And I'm looking forward to this week. National Wild Turkey Federation.
We're about to tear it up, man.
Are you kidding me? Nashville, here we come.
Here we
Maggie
come.
and Pat coming down Broadway.
That's right.
Hey, appreciate you. I love you.
You're the best. Love you, Pat.
We'll talk soon. Hey, everybody, every single Wednesday, why don't you type in youtube.com, maybe go Like a Farmer podcast, see who's coming on the show this week. Wherever you're listening to your audio podcast, continue to like, comment, subscribe, share, do whatever you got to do to be like a farmer.